Hello and well, welcome back to a video with some commentary like the first in 2015. Yeah, we're like nearly 4 months in and I haven't uploaded a video of commentary actually talking about something. Brilliant. I'm pretty sure 2014 I had a couple of videos up by now, easily. So yeah, I am behind, which is just disgusting, quite frankly. And yeah, so the channel's grown a little bit, but you know, yeah, we're making a little bit of progress, so it's nothing too bad. Today I got some Battlefield 4 gameplay in the background. This was before they had the newest patch, the one where you can't spawn your squad mate if he's getting shot at. But I'm not really going to talk about that today because that's kind of irrelevant, because I want to talk about another Battlefield game, and that is Battlefield Hardline. Of course it's going to be coming. You know, I was going to talk about this game, whatever. I did play the very first beta that they came out, you know, they announced at E3 or whatever. My impressions were at the time, yeah, it's not bad, it's pretty decent. It diverts away from the other Battlefield games, and I might pick it up after launch, but you know, I'm not going to buy it straight away, not going to pre-order it, none of that shit. I'm just going to leave it, and that's what I've done, and that's what I'll continue to do. I won't buy this game, and it's for a number of reasons. Alright, let's start with the main issue. Actually no, let's start with the issue that plagues all Battlefield games ever since Battlefield 3. The single player is again literally shit. Again, I said in a really old video, like a year old video, I said like, right, Battlefield Hardline, it's been announced, whatever, that it got announced, and I was like, right, you got the single player, to make it better, make it so that when you do the missions or whatever, there's kind of like differing paths or like decisions you can make, like the GTA 5 heist or something similar to like that. No, they didn't go with that. They just went with some complete linear, quick time events, all that kind of stuff again. I mean, come on, if you're going to add single player to a game, it's got to be kind of like half-ish a game, at least, and it's got to be decent and something entertaining that people haven't played before. Not some really generic shitty campaign that everybody's played a million times over in Call of Duty Battlefield, all that shit. It's just disappointing. I don't understand why developers keep doing things like this. It's not fun or enjoyable in the absolute slightest, and the quicker things like quick time events especially drop off top of a skyscraper and kill themselves, the absolute better. I mean, they're okay occasionally, but has anyone seriously enjoyed a quick time event just tapping buttons? Nobody has. They even had them in fucking The Order 1886 for 2 boss battles, for 2 of them. I don't even have that game and I know about that shit, man. It's just depressing. It's just depressing. Just get rid of that stuff. Alright, so moving into multiplayer. The main problem I have with multiplayer is this, okay? You have robbers and you have cops. Fair enough, right? But what are you expecting? You're kind of expecting, like, cops to have, like, I don't know, cop kind of equipment and weapons and things, like tasers, etc. I mean, I think they do have tasers in the game, they do. And like, robbers you kind of expect to have other things, maybe. But like, you wouldn't expect them to have like fucking assault rifles and like Spaz 12s and things like that, because that's just not really that realistic as such. I think the thing with Battlefield that really appeals to people, and a lot of people, including myself, is that it has like the authenticity kind of feel. Like everything feels authentic, or it's what it's used in real life. It actually kind of feels like it suits its real life purpose. But in this game, the theme doesn't make sense and doesn't fit in well at all. It doesn't really work, and it's just, you kind of sat there like scratching your head like, wow, really? Like, what was the point in that, you know? And I mean, like, they have like, a prime example of this is the police have choppers with chain guns on them. Chain guns or miniguns or whatever on the side of a helicopter. I mean, come on, that just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, they did do okay with like the robbers or whatever, they have like vans and things, but I don't know, it just doesn't work. Another problem I have is that not very many people have talked about is the fact that they kept all the classes structured the exact same way as in Battlefield 4. You still have the medic class, you still have the recon class, you still have support, you still have engineer. Well, this is where you get into kind of big problems, alright? The assault class, or the medic class, or whatever it's called in that game, I think it's called the Enforcer, I think, I'm not too sure on this, still has, like, you can still revive people, and you still have the medic bag, and you still have assault rifles. Alright, fair enough. The engineer now becomes vastly underpowered. I mean, he has a grenade launcher and like you can pick up RPGs and things, but I mean, the whole point of the engineer was to destroy vehicles and things. But now there's barely any like huge vehicles that can destroy and blow up things. This was the main thing the engineer had. It could deal with tanks. It was good in tanks. It was good in the vehicles. Is what you use. But now they don't really exist as much as, you know. And it's kind of just like, well, the engineer's kind of been shoehorned off a little bit, and the medic class is now ultimately the best class in the game by a mile. I mean, in Battlefield 4 and in previous Battlefield games, with where like the medic class and all that is slightly overpowered, because you know you've always got the health. You can shoot somebody from around the corner, shut the health down, you get the health back, and he's coming around the corner, always only on health, and you've got forward, gives you a massive advantage. And particularly in Battlefield 4, where you have the assault rifles, like the most versatile class of weapons in the game, and then you take away the tanks and things, which are the assault class' main disadvantage. They can't do anything against vehicles, they just get annihilated by them. If a guy in assault class is destroying it, alright, I'll just get in the vehicle and boom the fuck up. That's how Battlefield works. But it's not going to work in Battlefield Hardline at all. I mean, it's just infantry combat. Like, most of it's just infantry combat. There's nothing he has. There's no disadvantages to that class. Well, every other class has a clear disadvantage. The weapon's not quite as good. You know, things like that. So, I mean, honestly, like, the weapon balance isn't even good. Like, if they were going for like a smaller, which they admittedly have, a smaller, more like competitive game, they wouldn't have the medic class at all. But they still kept that in, and they reduced the amount of content it has in comparison to like Battlefield 4 by an absolute ton. I mean, a ridiculous amount. I don't think DMRs are in. Shotguns are in, but they're only on one class, and yeah, I can't really remember, but like the amount of guns per class is maybe like 5 at the most, and some weapons are kept unlocked from other weapons, and they still have those stupid assignments where like to unlock weapons and things, but they have more of them this time because it seems to make the content seem to last longer in multiplayer, you know. It's just, I don't really see the appeal of it as a game. It's not really fits or appeals to anyone really. It's like almost like a hybrid of Battlefield and Call of Duty, but it doesn't quite work. Like, oh, if you want tanks and all the big open combat, well, I'll just pick Battlefield. If I want fast-paced action, you know, loads of different game modes, I mean tons of different game modes, you're going to pick Call of Duty any day of the week. So, yeah, it doesn't really appeal to anyone at all, in the slightest. And they decided that it needs to be full price, and it can have premium as well. So you can pay like 100 quid for this game, and you might as well just be buying Battlefield 4 instead. It's much better. If you want to pick up a Battlefield game now, my idea is just go out and buy Battlefield 4 Premium for like 40-50 quid, and what you get an absolute ton. The game's fixed now, the game's much better than it ever was. You get an absolute ton of DLC with like loads of maps, bunch of new weapons, you have over 100 weapons to use, you have loads of maps, a couple of new game modes, and yeah, it's all fun and games, while with Battlefield Hardline, it's just sort of more like, I don't know, it's like Battlefield 4 is like a big, beefy fart, and then like the aftermath is Battlefield Hardline leaking out. So yeah, I guess that's how I'll describe the game really. There you go. A small sliver of shit leaking out of your asshole. And a bit of blood mixed in at the end for extra measure. Ooh. Anyway, I think I'm done with this commentary. Hopefully some more videos soon, and I will see you later. Goodbye.